we're asked, what is the sum of the prime numbers from 170 to 180 inclusive? So to answer this question, we have to find the primes first that are in this range. And there's actually a handy shortcut you can use to find out if a number is prime or not. So the rule is, the shortcut is, if a number is less than 200 and divisible by 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, or 13, then it's not prime. So you're really just checking so when you're trying to determine whether a number is prime or not, you're really just checking whether it's divisible by one of the first 6 primes. If it's divisible by one of the first 6 primes, then it's not prime. It itself is not prime. But if it's not divisible by 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, or 13, then it itself is prime. And this only works for numbers less than 200. And I'll get back to that at the end of the video. So here the numbers we're dealing with, let's write them out first, are 170, 171, 172, 173, 174, 175, 176, 177, 178, 179, and 180. So we're checking to see whether these numbers are divisible by any of the first 6 primes. It's easiest to check whether a number is divisible by 2 and by 5 first, because all you have to check is whether they're even and whether they end in 5 or 0. So 170 is even. It's divisible by 2. 172, 174, 176, 178, and 180. Those are all even numbers, therefore divisible by 2, therefore not prime. 175 is divisible by 5, therefore it's not prime. The next easiest thing to check for is divisibility by 3. So if you know your rules, what you do is you test what the sum of the digits is. So for example, for 171, the sum of the digits is 1 plus 7 plus 1, which is 9. 9 is itself a multiple of 3, and the rule for divisibility by 3 is if the digits add up to a multiple of 3. So 171 is divisible by 3, and therefore not prime. And the same goes for 177. 1 plus 7 equals 15, which is a multiple of 3. Therefore 177 itself is not divisible is not prime. It's because it's divisible by 3, it's not prime. The thing is that even though it's easy to test whether some number is divisible by 2, 3, and 5, you have to do long division to find out whether it's divisible by 7, 11, or 13. And the two numbers we're left with are 173 and 179. I won't go through all of it in the interest of time, but it turns out that neither 173 nor 179 is divisible by 7, 11, or 13. If you do the long division, you'll see that 7 doesn't go into 173, 11 doesn't go into it, 13 doesn't go into it, and the same thing for 179. So it turns out that 173 and 179 are prime. And just to answer our question, because they want to know the sum of the primes, they really just want to know what's 173 plus 179. That's going to be 3 plus 9 is 2, that's 12, carry the 1, that's 15, carry the 1, that's 352 is our answer. Now, just to come back to the fact that this rule only works for numbers less than 200, that's actually fine because you're not going to be asked in the test to determine whether a number greater than 200 is prime. You're never going to be asked something like, is 237 prime or not? The numbers on the test that you need to find out whether they're prime or not are going to be less than 200.